position. She's probably trying to do a sweep right there. Yeah, she's underhooking the leg. I'm not sure that she's going to be able to get enough leverage there because of Hanson's hips. And it looks like, yeah, she's going to have tied herself up there, and Hanson's got the mount. Oh, tap.
That's a tap. That's a choke. I couldn't see if she had the grip there, but see, she was working on
during this last camp is there's a lot of encouragement, she said. There's a
Oh my goodness! A reversal to a reversal and a knee on the.
No, you're right.
Yeah, she got her. Yeah, no, that was Alexa Grasso's.
Oh, hard right hand by Grasso. Escobar backpedaling for the first time. Grasso bunching up some punches.
Striking battle because they respect each other. But man, this could be huge.
That was a great read for a head kick by Saul, but wow, didn't land it flush. And now,
Lost the guard here of Saul. She's doing a really good job of splitting the knee there. Now she's back into half guard. And this is a great position. She's posture up a little bit. She's looking for that arm triangle.
She is. She's looking for the arm triangle. Saul.
Nice right hand gets the fine gloves off the fine head kick. And that's the plan. Just count all those kicks up front. Now hands. Rich Ward is flying back to the line. Big action. Madonna. She's up going victorious. Knockout. Unbelievable.
That cut her. That was a big elbow. Oh, that was damaging. Hey, no, that was a big elbow.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah.
The right side of
That was
from that elbow.
Look away if you
Oh, she turned her back. Williams is digging for that elbow.
Right side.
Oh, big knee from the Brazilian. Yeah, that was just beautifully put on that elbow. Right. Some elbows just throw damaging with the forearm. Some of them cut right through. Beautiful angle right on the eyebrow where the skin is the thinnest. Now tied up. Williams sees the blood, and she's still in this fight, still looking for a way to improve her position. But Souza is mostly on her back. Williams needs to get that right, not over the top if she's. Oops.
The one that really shocked me, the man who I...
Cliff Diaz gets the knockout victory.
Alice Hansen, just something that Thomas Paul was particularly scorned and expected him today. Certainly
Я не имею этого.
Early on here.
Straight right, big heart.
Oh, an overhand right
hand.
Oh!
Steven did! Steven makes quick work!
Here's the overhand, I believe, right there. That's the one. Right there in the chin. There's that 3-2. These ones are all just academic at
Зараз ударимо, який боковий удар і аперкот уже у каналі Чопе. Ой-ой-ой! Та що ти робиш? Оце просто гансерське добивання. Просто. Що за гансер? Що за гансер? Просто вбив туди удар. Ви що? Вот это камбэк!
Rotations. With the capoeira kick to the head, looking for the early finish.
Some moments in female MMA aren't just fights. They're explosions of chaos, drama, and pure adrenaline that break the internet and leave millions stunned. From out-of-nowhere knockouts to emotional comebacks, these are the kinds of clips that get shared everywhere. You scroll past one, and next thing you know, you're deep into a rabbit hole of viral reactions, slow-mo replays, and comment sections that won't quit. This compilation is packed wall-to-wall with the most unbelievably viral moments in women's MMA. The ones that lit up timelines shocked fans and reminded the world why female fighters are some of the most dangerous, gutsy, and entertaining athletes on the planet. It's not hype, it's history. It opens with one of the most perfectly timed knockouts ever caught on camera. A calm, collected striker feints, draws out the reaction, then fires off a spinning back kick that lands right on the liver. Her opponent drops instantly, not just down, but doubled over, frozen in pain, unable to move. The arena erupts. The camera shakes from the roar of the crowd. In under 30 seconds, a highlight was born, and that clip went on to rack up millions of views, with reaction compilations, remixes, and full breakdowns flooding every combat sports feed online. It wasn't just a finish. It was a moment that made people stop and say, "Did you see that?" Then there's the infamous double knockdown. Yes, double. Both fighters step in at the same time with overhand rights, and both land. At the exact same second, they collapse. The ref doesn't know who to call it for. The audience is screaming. The commentary team is speechless. Slow motion replays show the sweat flying off both fighters' faces as their punches connect, followed by simultaneous collapses like something from a movie. That clip didn't just go viral. It became a meme, a training reference, and a piece of MMA folklore. And yes, it's in here, in all its insane, slow-motion glory. No viral moment list is complete without the comeback of a lifetime. One fighter gets dominated for nearly 2 rounds, bloodied, bruised, and barely staying in the fight. Then, just when it seems like it's all over, she lands a sneaky left hook off the clinch that turns everything around. Her opponent wobbles. The crowd senses it. Then boom! Another shot, and the comeback is sealed with a jaw-dropping knockout. The look of disbelief on her face says it all. She was down, out, and now she's the winner. That one moment changed her career and flooded every social media platform with captions like, "Never count her out, and this is why we love MMA." And then come the emotional moments, the ones that mix real life with real violence. There's a clip where a fighter wins, falls to her knees, and immediately starts crying. Not from pain, not from adrenaline, but because of what it took to get there. The crowd gets quiet. Her corner rushes in. She holds her hands over her face and sobs. Later, it's revealed that she was fighting days after losing a loved one. That's the kind of raw emotion that doesn't just go viral. It sticks with you. It shows what's behind the gloves and the grit. These fighters are carrying so much more than weight classes and records. One unforgettable highlight shows a fighter yelling at her opponent to stand and bang, mid-fight, hands down, chin out, daring her opponent to throw. And then she actually gets the better of the exchange. She lands a huge hook, stuns her opponent, and capitalizes with a flurry that ends it. That energy, that confidence, it's viral fuel. The clip explodes online. TikToks, Reels, reaction videos, GIFs. Everyone wants to be her, imitate her, or at least understand how she pulled it off. That kind of swagger combined with execution is what makes a fighter go from unknown to internet legend. Let's talk about walkouts. There's one fighter who walks out to an unexpected pop song, dancing, smiling, completely unbothered, and then goes in and dominates her opponent in the first round with surgical precision. The juxtaposition of the bubbly entrance and the ice-cold violence inside the cage turns the moment into viral magic. Fans start stitching the walkout with the KO finish. Edits hit Instagram. Her personality shines through, and suddenly, she's not just a fighter, she's a star. This is where viral fame and fight performance collide, and we're here for every second of it. There's also a stare down that practically broke the internet. Two rivals who clearly hate each other get nose to nose during weigh-ins. The tension is unreal. One flinches on purpose. The other doesn't move an inch. The crowd gasps. The clip loops endlessly online. Then comes the actual fight, and it's even more dramatic. They brawl from the opening bell, wild exchanges, elbows and clinch, no backing down. It ends in a TKO that feels like a movie climax. When the ref jumps in, one of the fighters is still trying to go. That entire storyline, the stare down, the bad blood, the finish, is a viral blueprint, and it plays out perfectly here. Sometimes, it's the unexpected moments that go the most viral. One fighter throws a wild wheel kick that completely misses, but slips on the canvas and lands in a full split. The crowd laughs. Even her opponent stops and chuckles. Then, out of nowhere, the fight resumes and she actually lands a clean strike off the recovery. That kind of spontaneity, the blend of comedy and violence, makes for the perfect viral storm. Fans clip it, share it, and comment only in MMA. You can't script that kind of energy. It's real, it's weird, and it's unforgettable. Another viral moment captured is a perfectly executed flying triangle, something you rarely see in the women's game. The fighter jumps, wraps her legs around her opponent's neck and arm, and pulls guard midair. The transition is so smooth it looks animated. Within seconds, the tap comes. The crowd erupts. The slow-mo replay becomes a looping GIF that ends up everywhere. Not only is it technical brilliance, but it's also visually stunning. And that's the key to virality. It looks impossible. But there it is in high definition, becoming one of the most talked about finishes in MMA that year.
She was expecting the shot to the body.
Attacking every single time she attacks. And after the attack, she places И дерутся. Так вот, но в противовес сразу впереди
дирижер келіп білген көрді Мирзаматов ары қарай жалдырмай ақ тым болмағандай кете берді. Керек. Много времени в портере проводить нельзя, как засечка времени. Все, конечно, слава богу, это первое, что нас интересует, да, вот. Зевнул, к сожалению, зевнул Александр не зрителей. Вот мы видим, как сейчас переживает Томпсон. Он испытывает огромную особенность.
Look at this. Is this a little Mothman down? Little Mothman. Get sucked and get down. Oh,
And then there are the knockouts that don't even make sense. Like the one where a fighter throws a punch while moving backwards, barely glancing the chin, and still drops her opponent cold. People debate the physics of it for days online. Commentators call it one of the lightest touches ever to end a fight. That kind of clip becomes its own mystery. Was it placement? Timing? Luck? Slow motion breakdowns pop up. Striking coaches give their take. But everyone agrees it's unreal. And that makes it viral gold. You'll also see post-fight chaos that couldn't be scripted. One fight ends and the loser, emotional and angry, starts yelling at the winner. A shoving match breaks out during hand-raising. Coaches jump in. Security has to separate everyone. The moment makes its way around the internet like wildfire. Some call it disrespectful. Others call it passion. Either way, it becomes the talk of the fight community. And that controversy helps boost a clip into millions of views in a matter of days. Sometimes, it's not what happens in the cage, but how fighters react after. There's one moment where a fighter gets the win, then climbs a cage, holds up a photo of her daughter, and screams with everything she has. That raw emotion, that parental pride, it's powerful. It turns a great performance into a viral story. It reminds viewers that behind every punch is a human being with a life, a family, a purpose. And when you feel that connection, the clip doesn't just go viral. It means something deeper. Let's not forget about the wild fashion moments. Yeah, you read that right. One fighter showed up to weigh-ins in a full cosplay outfit. She stepped on the scale in a costume from a famous anime, complete with props. Everyone laughed, cheered, and pulled out their phones. Then she fought with the same fiery energy as the character she dressed as. That kind of showmanship doesn't just entertain. It spreads like wildfire. Fan art remixes, interviews. She became an icon overnight. That's what viral moments do. They turn fighters into personalities, and personalities into legends. One clip even went viral for what didn't happen. A fighter walked out, stepped into the cage, and suddenly, her opponent withdrew with an injury right before the fight started. She celebrated anyway, shadowboxed, saluted the crowd, and took a victory lap. The internet lost it. Memes everywhere. Some called it the easiest win in history. Others praised her for embracing the chaos. Either way, that non-fight ended up more famous than half the actual matchups on the card. And of course, we can't talk about viral moments without touching on the underdog upsets. The true shockers. Like the clip where a last-minute replacement steps in against a rising star and knocks her out in under a minute. It wasn't just an upset, it was a dismantling. People didn't see it coming. Pundits were stunned. The internet, however, had a field day. That kind of moment resets everything. Rankings, hype trains, predictions. And it leaves behind a clip that fans watch over and over just to believe it actually happened. Whether it's brutal knockouts, technical masterpieces, emotional wins, meme-worthy walkouts, or jaw-dropping stare-downs, female MMA has delivered some of the most viral moments in combat sports history. This compilation doesn't just show fights. It tells stories. Stories of grit, surprise, redemption, chaos, and personality. These women aren't just fighters. They're entertainers, warriors, and sometimes walking highlight reels. Every clip here went viral for a reason. Some because of sheer shock value, others because of beauty, timing, or raw emotion, and some, honestly, because the internet loves unpredictability. What ties them all together is authenticity. Nothing staged, nothing scripted, just real fighters creating real moments that the world couldn't look away from. If you've ever wondered why female MMA has taken over the internet one highlight at a time, this is your answer. This is the energy, the chaos, the heart. These are the unbelievably viral female MMA moments you have to see.